Just because you don't see anything happening doesn't mean that God is not working. Behind the scenes, He's arranging things in your favor, lining up the right people, the healing, the promotion, the favor. And if you will stay in faith, at the right time, you will see it come together. What you couldn't make happen on your own, God will make happen for you. Your dream is coming together. Your relationship is coming together. The healing, the promotion, the vindication will all come together. A friend of mine has been in a legal battle for over 6 years. It's a business dispute. These people were making false accusations against him, trying to take his company. He knew he was in the right. He thought it'd take 3 or 4 months to clear up, but it's drug on year after year. He's had to fight those thoughts telling him, this is going to ruin your career. It's never going to work out. Bankrupt your business. Make you look bad. He could have been discouraged, bitter. Instead, all through the day, Lord, thank you that you're my vindicator. Thank you that you're fighting my battles. He was saying, in effect, thank you that it's coming together. One day, unexpectedly, the other side called the judge and admitted that they were making it up, that it was totally false. The case was dismissed. Suddenly, it all came together. He was vindicated. It may not happen on your timetable, but I can assure you, God is a faithful God. He said in Hebrews 13 in the Amplified Version, I will not in any way fail you. God said it 3 times because He knew how easy it would be to give up on our dreams, let our circumstances and how long it's taking talk us out of His best. And you may have a situation that looks impossible today. The odds are against you. You've had some setbacks. Let me encourage you, it's coming together. God is not going to fail you. The breakthrough is already in your future. That person you've been dreaming about, you're not going to have to find them. They're going to find you. Your relationship is coming together. Don't believe the lie that you'll have to live your life lonely. The right person has already been ordained to come across your path. Or you may think you could never get out of debt, never live in a nice house, never really be successful in your career. You've gone as far as your education allows. No, don't talk yourself out of it. It's coming together. Promotion, abundance, new levels are headed your way. When you go through the day with this expectancy, knowing that God's working behind the scenes, bringing it together, that's what allows God to do great things. You could be complaining. Instead, you're saying, Lord, thank you that my healing is coming together. You can do what medicine cannot do. Or that business, that dream, that orphanage you put in my heart. Lord, thank you that the connections, the funding, the permits are all coming together. In the scripture, the prophet Ezekiel saw a vision of this valley filled with dry bones. It was a huge graveyard with thousands and thousands of bones on the ground. And God told him to speak to those bones and they would come back to life. He could have thought, that's impossible. They're just bones, disjointed, dried up. They can't live, it's too late. But in this vision, he started prophesying to these dead bones. And the scripture says there was a noise, a rattling, and the bones came together. All at once, these bones joined back into the right place. The organs came, the tissue, the flesh. Then God breathed life into them, and they stood up like a vast army. The Israelites had been discouraged. They were saying, our bones are dried up. Our hope is gone. We've been cut off. In other words, we're just slaves and we're never going to reach our destiny. We just have dead, dry bones. God said, Ezekiel, go tell my people, the sovereign Lord says, I'm about to open up your graves. I'm going to take you back to your land and you will know that I am the Lord. He was saying, Ezekiel, go tell them what you saw in this vision, that there's about to be a great coming together. What they couldn't make happen on their own, I'm going to supernaturally make happen for them. Your situation on your own may be impossible. The good news is you're not on your own. You have the most powerful force in the universe on your side. One touch of God's favor can catapult you to a new level. But like the Israelites, what you have may seem dead. The medical report says you'll never get well. You lost a loved one. You don't see how you could ever be happy again. You've been through some bad breaks. Now all you have are these dead bones, disjointed, broken pieces, no way in the natural. But the sovereign Lord is saying to you what He said to the Israelites, get ready, there's about to be a great coming together. God is going to bring things to life that you thought were dead. Dreams you've given up on. Suddenly the right people show up. You get the break you need. The funding all of a sudden comes through. That sickness you've been struggling with for years. You don't think you could ever get well. No, get ready. Health is about to spring forth. God knows how to bring the pieces back together. And by faith, I can hear a sound, a noise, a rattling. It's the sound of a great coming together. I can hear the sound of abundance, the sound of healing, the sound of promotion, the sound of victory. God asked Ezekiel at the first part of this vision, can these dead bones live? Ezekiel could have looked at it in the natural and thought, no way, that's impossible. Instead, he looked away from his circumstances and he looked toward his God. He said, "O sovereign Lord, you alone know." He was saying, God, you control the universe. You have the final say. You're the giver of life. You part red seas. You open blind eyes. You stop the sun for Joshua. I may not see a way, but oh, sovereign Lord, I know you have a way. God said, all right, Ezekiel, that's what I'm looking for. Not a doubter, not a complainer, not somebody who's going to tell me all the reasons why it's not going to happen. I'm looking for a man or a woman like you, full of faith, people who know all things are possible. God told Ezekiel to prophesy to those dead bones. And whatever looks dead in your life, you need to prophesy victory, prophesy wholeness, prophesy abundance. You may be struggling in your finances. Don't go around talking about how you'll never get ahead, how high prices are, what you can't afford. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. Dare to prophesy, I am the head and not the tail. Whatever I touch will prosper and succeed. Maybe you're up against a big obstacle. Don't talk about how big your problem is. Talk about how big your God is. Dare to prophesy to that sickness. Cancer, you can't defeat me. I'm a child of the Most High God. That son that's off course. Don't go call your friends. Talk about how bad he is, how he's going to give you a nervous breakdown, how he keeps running with the wrong crowd. No, prophesy, my son will fulfill his destiny. I am calling out his seeds of greatness. No weapon formed against my family will ever prosper. When you get in agreement with God, speak life and faith and favor and health, you're going to see a great coming together. Suddenly, you get the break you need. Suddenly, your business turns around. Suddenly, your health improves. God will do what you couldn't do. God's been working behind the scenes in your life since the day you were born, arranging the breaks you need, moving the wrong people out of the way, lining up the favor, the advantages. He's got it all figured out. You don't have to worry. God has you in the palm of His hand. He's not going to fail you. He is faithful to His promises. Your family is coming together. The dream may look too big. Keep believing it's coming together. God has a way. That addiction you've been trying to break for years, don't give up. Keep prophesying freedom is coming together. You may not even realize how right now God is getting you prepared for something much greater, much bigger than you've ever dreamed. Keep honoring Him. Keep being your best. Keep prophesying life to those dead areas. you too are going to see it all come together more than you imagine.